Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. As the title suggests, today we're going to be talking about a figure that y'all should be wary of. So the figure in question is actually a set, and that would be the Asuka and Rei by Myethos. This is the Flower of Whisper version, and it is a 1/7 scale. So the reason as to why I say y'all should be wary of these figures is because unfortunately a lot of people have claimed that they received them with broken parts. So it appears that Myethos did not properly package the figures correctly. Therefore, during shipment, a lot of the very fragile parts, which would be the flowers, have been snapping off. And unfortunately, there's been a lot of people that have been complaining as a result of that. So for this part of the video, I'm going to be discussing what a lot of people have been talking about in the MFC community, as well as also my personal experience, given that I did acquire this set from Akimomo, and unfortunately, it was not a pleasant experience. If you want to skip ahead, you're more than welcome to do so. I will add timestamps on the bottom of the video. So let's get on with it. So initially I had actually pre-ordered this set from Ami. However, given that haven't been in the figure collecting community for too long, I'm still not very knowledgeable regarding of what kind of sites I can use and which is the best for shipping and stuff like that. So anyways, after scrolling for some time in Discord, I came across somebody that had said that Akimomo was pretty good when it comes to Myethos or Good Smile Company figures, given that their shipping tends to be a lot more reasonable than Ami's. And since given that this was a set, I already knew the shipping was going to be quite high given the dimensions of the box. But anyways, I went into Akimomo, and actually the price was actually pretty good. So all with shipping and everything included, I think it came out to like $360 US, more or less, shipping included, like I said. So I ended up canceling my Ami order and then ended up picking it up from Akimomo. I have never actually placed any orders from Akimomo. This will be my very first order. So I was kind of skeptical about it, but a lot of people were saying very positive things about Akimomo, so I just decided to do it. But anyways, this set was initially supposed to be released in January of this year. However, there was some delays, I believe, and Ami did also change their dates and everything on their site. But anyways, I feel like my experience with Akimomo hasn't been the best, at least for this set, and mostly because I feel like their communication is pretty lacking in that sense. So I placed my order, and then after it got delayed, I never actually got a notification from them or anything of the sort. I just kind of knew that they were delayed based off on the MFC community, as well as the Ami sites, that they did change their dates there. So yeah, unfortunately that I didn't like the fact that, you know, Akimomo really didn't communicate well regarding the delay. And then later on, I did see that Ami at the beginning of March actually had the figures available for ordering. So they were actually being released at that moment. And so I reached out to Akimomo and let them know like when they were going to be shipping out the figures, given that they already were released in other sites. And they said that they were going to be shipping it out very soon. Anyways, later on, I got the notification from Akimomo saying that the figures had actually shipped out, and that was on March 10th. So as impatient as I am, immediately after they got shipped out, I started tracking the package just to see what the progress had been. However, there was no progress. It had just said that it was waiting to be shipped out. So I waited, and eventually I reached out to Akimomo after like 2 weeks, and I asked them, hey, I noticed that the figure was actually shipped out 2 weeks ago, but I still haven't seen any progress whatsoever. And they just replied to me saying that the figures were in fact actually already picked up on the 10th, and that they should be on the way, just for me to be patient. So I was like, okay, I'll wait it out. So I just waited a little longer. But then later on, they shared on Facebook a post in which they were saying that they had seen on MFC that a lot of people who had received the set from other manufacturers, probably such as Ami, were claiming that they had received them with broken parts. So they conducted an investigation, and they were checking out. They contacted Myethos about it, and it appears that Myethos did say that it seems that their packaging on their end, on Myethos' end, was very inadequate, which resulted in, I guess, the flowers parts on the figures to be snapping off. So Akimomo did an internal investigation of the figures and started opening them up, and they did share a post in which they were saying that from 50 boxes they had opened, only a few were not broken. So that they touched base later with Myethos, and they were gonna have to repackage them in order to, you know, avoid any more broken figures arriving to us, the customers. But anyways, I was never notified anything from Akimomo regarding if my package was subject to the investigation and if they were going to repackage it. They just said that my package should already be in transit and that I should just be patient. But anyways, I mean, at that point, over like 3 weeks had passed by and still no update regarding the status, at least on the tracking number that they provided. So I reached out to Akimomo to get an update regarding the shipment. So they replied to me and they told me that a lot of figures were broken. They basically told me the same thing that they had already shared in the Facebook post, and that they were revising all the figures to make sure that none were broken, but that it should be out soon. But they had already told me that it was already in transit and that somebody had already picked it up weeks ago. So that kind of part was something upsetting to me, just because, you know, had they just told me from the get-go that they were doing an investigation on the figures and that it was going to be delayed for a bit, I think I would have been a lot more understanding, given that, you know, I would have rather them told me that and then have to wait than me receiving a figure broken, right? So anyways, just the whole experience with the whole communication between Akimomo and their customers left me kind of like a bad taste in my mouth. So I don't know, I mean, to an extent, I'm kind of happy over the fact that they did take like a more proactive role in actually repackaging the product, given that Myethos is the one that actually messed up by not packaging them correctly. However, I feel like the communication could have been a lot better, just had they been a little bit more transparent, just saying that they were gonna have to repackage them for me to be patient, and then they still didn't know when they were gonna be shipped out. And I think like that, you know, I wouldn't have like made myself believe that they were already on their way. But anyways, the figures are already here, as y'all can see, and it does seem like they were very well packaged on the outsides. They even have like some corner protection, which is pretty good. So like I said, I mean, I am very happy that Akimomo took a more proactive role in protecting these figures, given like the high rate of damaging goods coming out from Myethos. However, I just, like I said, I wish just communication would have been a little better. But anyways, let's check them out and let's see if I'm one of the lucky few that actually got good figures, or if unfortunately they did actually arrive broken. So let's continue. Hopefully they are not broken. So let's hope for the best. Honestly, I am kind of nervous, given that, like, you know, so many people were sharing that they actually received them broken. So let's just hope mine isn't the case. So it does appear that Akimomo actually did a very good job with the packaging. Those corners protection were actually pretty well placed there. It was kind of hard to actually open it, which is good. And then on the very top of the box, they added like a little bit of cardboard just to keep it a little bit more protected. But let's see. And they do come fully wrapped in bubble wrap. And it appears that at the very top there is a shishiki board. I knew that this was kind of like a bonus that was coming, but I think only like Tom was doing it. I'm not sure if other manufacturers were doing it. I know Ami and Akimomo were not doing it, but I guess they came with mine, so that's a good little bonus. So here's the box. Overall, very nice box. Very typical of Myethos, with like the clear plastic and nice little kind of like shiny writing and design, if you will. But yeah, as y'all can see here, it does have that shishiki board. I think that's how you pronounce it, shishiki board. But yeah, I had seen on MFC that some people were actually expecting this and some didn't actually receive it. But I was under the premise that mine didn't come with it. But it's actually very nice to see that there. But okay, let's open it up. Like I said, I'm kind of nervous, because like I said, seeing everybody's feedback saying that theirs arrived broken is just, you know, not a good sign. But let's see. Honestly, I feel like with these figures, it's like kind of like playing Russian roulette. You never know when you're gonna receive one broken. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, typical Myethos box. And here's that shishiki board. I'm gonna put it there for y'all to see. Very nice little graphic, little print. I do like these shishiki boards. So yeah, there's that. Some instructions, assembly manual, and a card by Myethos. All right. So one thing I should be looking out for is also to see if the figures were first not broken to begin with, like the actual flowers, and second to see if it wasn't glued back together. I did see that Akimomo said that they had contacted Myethos and they were gonna try to like glue the parts back together since Myethos did not have any replacement parts for them. So let's see and hope that these are just perfect in condition, that they didn't have to be glued together or anything. So yep, let's see. So first off, here we have Ray. Let's see. Here we have Ray. Overall, she looks very, very beautiful. I should say, I know that I've been talking negatively about Myethos dropping the ball with this one by, improper packaging, but I am a very big fan of Myethos. It's one of my favorite manufacturing companies. Their quality is always top notch. So that's one of the main reasons as to why I pre-ordered these as soon as I saw them out, because I knew it was Myethos quality. But anyways, as expected, from Myethos, quality is 100% there. Beautiful, gorgeous figures. Myethos rarely disappoints when it comes to actual quality, and they look just as good as they did on the prototypes. So yep, there's Ray. Set her right there, and now Asuka. It does kind of smell, I don't know, like plastic or like super gluey. Like I said, I'm kind of nervous. I might just be imagining things, but yeah. Here, Asuka looks great. Very, very beautiful. Also, same as Ray. She looks great. Her hair is kind of like a shiny orange. But again, overall, very beautiful. Myethos quality, again, they rarely disappoint. There's a reason as to why I do try to acquire as many Myethos figures as I can. So there's that one. Let's see if I can set it here. I don't wanna. Okay, now let's continue with this over here. And then here's the part that I'm nervous about, and that will be the flowers. So it does appear that they were repackaged. Has some bubble wrap, and here is the first set of the flowers. Nothing appears to be broken on this. I think there appears to be some paint there, but I'm not sure if that was like super glue / paint or if that was just Myethos, which I think this was actually glued, because I'm pretty sure Myethos doesn't have those kind of discrepancies when it comes to the actual paint job, if you will. But yeah, I'll show a B-roll with a zoom in of this area right now, so y'all can see, and y'all can give me your opinions to see if you think that this was actually in fact glued back together. But all right, nothing major. I think I can deal with it. I would rather a professional, take care of that gluing than myself. I don't trust myself too much by doing that. Okay, let's continue with the other flower part. And it would be this one. So there's the other flower section. This is a very big one. So this one, everything looks good there on this one. I don't see any kind of like paint discrepancies like I did on that one. So I don't think that this one was actually glued back together. I think I would have to really thoroughly examine it just to see if there's any signs of gluing and repainting. But as far as I can see right now, I don't see anything that would give me that impression. But everything looks good, at least on this. So I'm just gonna set that here. And next up, we have the little chair in which Asuka, I believe this is for Asuka. Yeah, in which Asuka is gonna be sitting. Here it is. Nice little plastic chair. Again, I feel like everything's very kind of like flimsy, if you will. But let's set that there. And then, so for the last layer, it would be the bases. I did actually like the bases a lot whenever I saw them on the prototypes. I think that it's pretty simple, but very nice. So here we have the first one, and that would be the Rei Ayanami one. So they are clear plastic, but it kind of has like a rose gold frame, and it does have like the names. In this case, this is the Rei Ayanami one. Overall, somewhat simple, but very elegant and nice, and I think it works great with these figures, with this set. So yeah, overall, very pleased with the base. Again, simple but elegant. I like it. So next up, this other one, and this is the Asuka one, Best Girl Asuka, and same as y'all can see, clear with a rose gold frame, if you will, and again the name there. But yep, very nice indeed. So next up, it's time to get them all set up and see how they turn out. All right, so this is how they turned out. I think the Myethos did a great job on this one. Again, aside from the packaging issue, overall the quality of the figures is phenomenal. Oh, Myethos quality, like I said, I am a very big fan of Myethos work. I really like everything that they do. So yeah, they did not disappoint at all. But yeah, overall they look gorgeous. Very nice design. You know, a nice little different rendition to Asuka and Rei. I do have a couple of figures of them, so this will make will definitely make a good addition to my collection. But yeah, I think they turned out phenomenal. I really do like everything about the set. Overall, very happy. They were an expensive set. I might have to add. I think I don't remember how much it was in yen, but I think Ami and Akimomo had them for like 330 US dollars. However, shipping was a lot cheaper for me with Akimomo. It was only like $37, whereas probably Ami would have been like $80 for EMS or something like that. But yeah, they are an expensive set. However, I think that they're very beautiful, a great addition. If you're a fan of Neon Genesis, this is in a kind of different rendition to Asuka and Rei that you might want to pick up. Definitely very high quality. And like I said, I mean, just like I said, be very wary and kind of like know that there's a likelihood that you might receive the set broken if you order from another manufacturer who hasn't taken measures to avoid the whole breaking of the flowers. Like I said, I do feel like this purple flowers, they were glued back together and kind of repainted on top just to kind of like, you know, help out so it's not that noticeable that they glued it back together. Yeah, just know that yeah, it's like playing Russian roulette, I feel, with this set. I mean, you might receive it broken, you might not. It's at your own risk. But again, Myethos did take a little bit more of a, Kimomo took a little bit more of a proactive role in mitigating these issues. So, I mean, I had issues regarding their communication and their shipping. However, going above and beyond to do this, like that we would receive a figure that wasn't all fully damaged, was a very nice thing of them. So even though with this whole experience, I think I might still be shopping from Akimomo. Just like I said, their pricing when it comes to shipping is pretty good. Not to mention they do run in Australian dollars, and sometimes the conversion to us here in the US is very beneficial. So I'll probably still be ordering from Akimomo, even though it was my first purchase from them and it wasn't the best experience. I still don't want to judge them just for that experience alone. I will give them a second chance just to see. But anyways, going more into detail about the figures, I think they look great. I really do like everything about them. I'm really very impressed with like the way the colors turned out. I really like that the dress on at least on Asuka, it's kind of like a satin color, kind of like a matte color, nothing glossy or anything like that. However, it is glossy when it comes to like the heels and then that chair. But yeah, the only thing that I wish this figure kind of had is that I wish that the actual like flower set or the chair or her legs or something had like kind of like pegs so you would know where to like kind of put her, because it's just kind of everything goes on top of the base without any kind of like support at all. So it's kind of still a bit not 100% secure. Asuka's kind of barely sitting there in that chair on the edge. I mean, on the bottom of Asuka, it does have like kind of like the shape for the chair, so it's kind of like implied that you should sit her there. It's not like some noodle stoppers that don't have like a flat butt, that they just have a curved one, but it still kind of like sits pretty well. This one isn't like that. This one doesn't work like a noodle stopper. You need that chair specifically for her to sit properly. And even though the legs on the chair are pretty flimsy, the height is perfect to the point where like the legs, the tips of her toes kind of also reach the base, so that kind of acts as extra support so she doesn't fall. But yeah, I just wish they added like some pegs there for a little bit more support, But overall, very, very great figure. I really do like, again, the quality of it. The skin color is perfect. I mean, again, Myethos. The eyes on Asuka look gorgeous, like kind of like a light blue, and then her hair. Even though it's not the most traditional color of orange that we've seen on the Asuka figures, like the ones from Hobby Max on the, the Radio Ava lineup, it is a bit different, but it still looks very nice, very elegant again. It still matches pretty well with the theme of this set. So overall, I'm not upset about that. But yeah, like I said, I mean, Asuka, she's one of my best girls, so I really did like this figure. And Rey is a very good character as well, so of course I was gonna pick her up alongside Asuka. It's actually one of the best figures of Rey I've actually seen. Her face is gorgeous, it's like so beautiful, and her eyes kind of have like an orangey kind of glow to them. And again, the dress, it's kind of like a see-through plastic purple, if you will. Not too good, not too bad neither. It kind of like reminds me a bit of like whenever they do that clear plastic on the price figures, kind of reminds me a bit of that. I don't know what my expectations were, honestly, when it comes to like that clear plastic look. This is never my favorite, but overall, I think Myethos did what they could, I guess. But it's pretty nice. Like I said, I'm very, very impressed with the skin color. It's phenomenal. Rey's face looks so gorgeous. Honestly, it's one of the best Rey's faces I've seen, aside from that, what's it called? The figure in which she's wearing kind of like the plug suit and kind of like a sweater, very similar to like the Asuka jersey version. I don't remember. I'll add a picture to it so you know which one I'm talking about. But yeah, the face on that one is phenomenal, and this one also. Overall, very, very impressed. But yep, once again, Myethos delivered. Again, they could have done a lot better when it came to that shipping and packaging, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the manufacturers are not perfect. They make mistakes. I was just kind of lucky somewhat that Akimomo took a proactive approach into mitigating this issue, and as a result, I mean, I actually received a figure that is not all broken up or anything. Like I said, they could really work on their communication. That's all I'm asking. Honestly, communication goes a long way, because in customer service, that how they just communicated saying that a lot of these figures are broken. We're taking a proactive approach to fixing this issue. Just be patient, and you'll receive the figure. And I don't know, being a little bit less conservative, just give me a longer time frame like that. I wouldn't be expecting it. I think that's just me being picky, but hey, that's why I'm going on a little rant here. But anyways, overall, very happy with the figures. I'm very pleased over the fact that they did arrive well. They're not broken. Again, aside from that kind of like little blue kind of look on the flower with some paint, nothing major. I don't think, unless you really look for it, you won't see it. Yep. Overall, I'm very happy once again. So if you really like this figure, do let me know in the comments. Do you plan on getting them? From where are you planning on getting them? Because I think that makes a huge difference. Because I don't know. I don't think Ami is taking really a proactive approach with this issue. I don't know if they're even aware of it. So just keep that in mind if you plan on ordering them from Ami or any other vendor for that matter. I know at least Akimomo took this approach. But anyways, if you also want to add what's your experience with Akimomo as a seller, do let me know in the comments below. I want to get some more feedback regarding them, just because again, it is my first time buying from them, and unfortunately my experience wasn't 100% the best. But anyways, with that, I'll wrap up this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.